When it comes to understanding how business works and pricing and putting all these pieces together from your overhead costs and rents and such, that break-even analysis is one of the most important things you can do for your business. And that really helps you understand how to make more by working less. And we've talked about discounting and the downsides of that. Well, the biggest downside of discounting is, you might get a couple more people who come in because it's cheap, but also people will leave you the moment you raise your price. If they're coming to you for price, they're going to leave because of price. But break-even analysis will show you, you have your overhead right here, and here's your charge for your massage, and that small amount of profit is what you keep. Well, when you raise your price, it's pure profit. When you discount your price, you're eating away, and sometimes you might realize that you have to work twice as hard, do twice as many massages to make the same amount of money. So the break-even analysis is very simple. Maybe you don't like math, but it's very simple. So first, you're going to write down your key costs that you have that reoccur every month. So costs such as rent. You're going to have your phone lines. And briefly about phone lines, I do want to mention that technology is changing. The future of technology is constantly on the move. And you may not want to just have a cell phone line. You may want to have an actual business line, but a hard phone line wired to your business. But that can be done a couple of different ways. There is something that's done through the internet, and it allows you to use the phone through high-speed internet for your phone lines. And that's how our company works. So I have a business phone number, and that business phone number, when you call it, it actually has a hunt group, they call it, and it dials all my numbers simultaneously. So I might have my home phone on that, I might have a business desk phone that rings, and also my cell phone. And during the day when that phone, they all ring simultaneously, whatever phone picks up, that's the one that grabs it. So under your phone, you don't have to have multiple phones, but make sure whatever number you have, you're willing to publish. And publishing your cell phone is probably not always the best idea. So you can publish a business number, and people will still talk to you, but it goes through your cell phone and gets forwarded on. And you know, Google has that for free. So if you look online, search up the terms of Google and phone or Google Voice, they actually have a free program, and they'll forward your number that they give you. Any area code you ask for, they'll forward that number to whatever phones you ask them to forward to. So that's a free number you can have. But so add up your costs for the phone and realize that it's one of the biggest expenses now if you don't get yourself into a good contract. Next, you want to add your cost of advertising all forms. So if you want to get business cards once a year, well, divide that up into 12. Figure out your monthly cost of all your printing, your utilities, right? You want to add up laundry costs. And if you work at home, you want to figure out your portion of your washers and dryers, utilities, replacement costs for the equipment over time. And honestly, if you're doing sheets every single day, you're going to wear your machines out faster. So figure out your costs on an average per month basis over the life of that machine. You want to also figure out things such as power and utilities for, maybe you have an internet. You're going to have maybe you have television in the waiting room. Who knows? Whatever you've got. If you're paying a monthly dues for Pandora or something to listen to music, well, include that cost. You want to have simple things that you're going to wear out. You have soap, right? You're going to have laundry detergent. Add those things together as well. Other costs might be computer equipment. You're going to amortize over time. So if you buy a new computer every 5 years, we'll figure the 5-year cost per month. Add in there things like your paper and toner for printing. You want to add in there continuing education costs, which includes not just the cost of the class, but travel, hotel, food, looking at the actual travel in general for your business, that you're going to be traveling to people's homes, for example. You want to figure out what the current IRS amount is per mile to reimburse yourself if you're a corporation, but you want to figure those costs out as well from a travel standpoint, not just for business travel, but also to clients, offices, to meet people for meetings and introducing people to your products and services. You want to add in there if you do medical billing. If you're billing insurance companies, you might have a medical billing service, and figure out what that average cost per month is. If you're small, sometimes an answering service makes sense. A human interaction, having someone actually answer the phone, a human voice, actually saves your business, and people will book an appointment versus getting an answering machine's message and calling somebody else. So sometimes that does pay for itself, and you typically pay on a per second basis. So you'll pay 6-second increments. And for me, my business, it was worthwhile to have that. So add that cost in. Any insurance you have, health insurance, AMTA or ABMP memberships, for example, which you do want to have professional liability coverage, so make sure you have one of those insurances. We'll talk more about insurance later. But add your cost of licenses, your annual cost of that, and any amortized cost of build out for your building. If you get a new office, we'll talk about build out costs specifically, but figure those costs out and average them out on a monthly basis. So you're going to essentially add up all of the costs and all of the interests that you have every month as your overhead, and that's your monthly cost. Take all of your overhead costs, add in the profit you want to make each month, how much money you want, and add those two together. So let's say you have $2,000 in overhead. You have $4,000 that you want to make. That's $6,000 a month. And you're going to take and you're going to divide into that the amount of money you charge for a massage. If you charge $60 per hour, divide that in, that's 100 massages you have to do. If you charge $80 an hour, it's only 75 massages you have to do. And if you charge $100 an hour, that's just 60 massages that you have to do. That's only 60% of the work for the same amount of money. So what does that do is it opens up your schedule so you have more free time to go out and advertise, build your business, and enjoy your life. But if you charge a lot more, you work less. If you charge a lot less, you work a lot more. So don't overwork yourself. Find a way to charge enough that people respect your price. It doesn't seem cheap, and you have more free time to build your business, market, build value into what you do by educating yourself and building a better quality office environment.